This is CBC Here and Now.
As he was pulling me back, I was saying, "Ralph, don't let me go. Don't let me go." 1,000 thank yous is not enough, but I will be forever grateful.
A winter hike that turned deadly, why a West Coast man is being called a hero.
A call to cancel public exams. Some school councils say it would be unfair to some students to let those exams go ahead. Coming up on Here and Now.
Well, the Avalon's turn today for rain. Tomorrow, it's the rest of the island. I'll have all those details and your full forecast coming up.
Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. I'm Peter Cowan. Well, in February 2019, Ralph Joyce set out for a hike with his friend. But soon, he'd be saving that friend from falling over the side of an icy cliff. The Lark Harbour man was honored yesterday with an award for his bravery. Here Now's Troy Turner tells us what happened.
He's humble and shy. He doesn't want the attention, but is appreciative of each kind word. Ralph Joyce is a hero in his friend's eyes.
A thank you or 1,000 thank yous is not enough, but I will be forever grateful for that day that he did save my life. And I'll try to be the best I can, I guess, and hopefully do something in the future for somebody else.
Parsons and Joyce were hiking at Bottle Cove to catch a glimpse of a seal on the ice. They ventured to the point atop the 100-foot craggy cliffs when Parsons slipped.
About 2 feet from the edge, there was a small rock sticking out, and that rock held up against my foot on the left side, my boot. And I was there on my back, and Ralph was standing there, and he said, "My God, don't move, don't move."
Joyce ran into the nearby woods and freed a dead tree from the ice. He returned to the point, not knowing if his friend would be clinging to the rock. He lowered the tree. Parsons gripped on.
As he was pulling me back, I was saying, "Ralph, don't let me go, don't let me go." And he said, "Don't worry, my buddy, I got you. I got you. I'm not going to let you go."
Joyce was presented a medal and plaque this week from MHA Eddie Joyce.
So glad that I was there to save him, and I want to at the right time, I guess.
Parsons continues to hike in this area, yes, even in the winter time, but he's had to make a promise to his wife that if he goes for a hike out on the point, he has to be tied on to something. Troy Turner, CBC News, Lark Harbour.
Well, speaking of search and rescue, it's a long time coming for the family of Burton Winters. Today, Premier Dwight Ball announced that a judge has been appointed to oversee the inquiry into search and rescue for lost and missing people in this province. It's something that the family of Burton Winters has long pushed for. The 14-year-old froze to death outside Makkovik in 2012 when his snowmobile got stuck in the sea ice. 2 years ago, government committed to an inquiry into search and rescue operations. Now, James Igliorti is being brought in to provide input on the nature and scope of the inquiry. The judge was a member of the Labrador Inuit Comprehensive Land Claims and the commissioner for the Kikitani Truth Commission. The inquiry is expected to take 6 months or less. More details are expected to be released in the fall. And the announcements in Labrador continued today. Premier Dwight Ball named 4 bridges after Innu leaders. This nearly a year after the original names caused contention. Back in September, the province planned to name a bridge on Innu territory after a settler. Activists planned to challenge that decision at the unveiling, but government postponed the ceremony hours before it was supposed to start. Today, a very different ceremony. The bridges have instead been named after 4 Innu elders who've passed away, 3 former Innu Nation presidents, and a respected woman's advocate. The new names were proposed by the Innu Nation and accepted by the provincial government. The bridges are between 40 and 80 kilometers outside Happy Valley Goose Bay. Innu advocate Jack Panashwe helped push for the name change.
And I've said this a year ago, it was no disrespect to the individuals or the families. It's more of an analogy when you come into somebody's home and you start putting pictures over their walls. And that's the kind of the significance that I made in terms of trying to portray that in the Innu country or our Innu home, Innu territory, When you start trying to put names on our rivers, on our lakes, in our territory, it's a little bit disheartening and somewhat as an insult, really.
You'll be able to hear my full interview with Jack Panashwe coming up a little later in the show. Well, a teacher charged with having sexual contact with an underage student is planning on fighting her case in front of a judge and jury. Krista Grimes didn't appear in court this morning, but her lawyer elected for a trial at Supreme Court. There will be a preliminary inquiry before that happens, where a judge will hear the evidence against Grimes and decide if the case is worth going to trial. Details are vague on the charges against Grimes, but it's alleged she had sexual contact with a minor in Logie Bay Middle Cove Outer Cove between the beginning of March and the end of June in 2018. Grimes was a substitute teacher at Gonzaga High School in St. John's at the time of the alleged offenses. The Crown prosecutor on the case is seeking jail time if Grimes is convicted. The preliminary inquiry is set for October. The possibility of more online learning this fall has become a frightening prospect for some rural families. Education officials are hoping to have kids back in the classroom, but backup plans rely on distance education. And some parents say they don't have the infrastructure to keep up. Here now's Garrett Berry looks at that issue.
If we have to go down the road of distance education for the future, for the next year or so, we are at a huge disadvantage.
Even the mayor can't get a boost, especially with kids at home.
If he's home, my other one's going to be home, I'm going to be home, so it's not going to be very nice situation at my home because we're all going to be fighting over the internet.
Let's find angle W.
Distance learning isn't brand new, but in March, students left their schools and headed home. The results weren't always pretty.
If I'm doing it at home, like sat in my basement, then the audio feed will stop and it'll kind of delay for a second, and then after like 10 seconds or so, it picks up, but the audio is just completely sped up. So it's like the teacher is talking like a mile a minute.
Well, we can't have more than, 4 or 5 people on the Wi-Fi at once, or else it, completely falls apart.
One of the ways the province is tackling this problem is with 500 more of these. They're called MiFi devices, a mobile router that can turn cellular signals into Wi-Fi hotspots. But it's not a perfect solution. It will work for some, but not for others.
My house is one of the first ones in the community, and I'm higher in elevation, so I can get a little bit of cell coverage. Even if I get a cell phone call, usually I have to go outside and go to the corner of my driveway in order to take the call.
You might ask, what happened to all the investments? For years, politicians have pledged to tackle connectivity problems with tax money, including in St. Albans.
And good morning, everyone, and certainly thank you all for coming.
In 2014, governments ponied up almost $3 million to install a DSL line here. It was a 5 megabit per second service. That same year, most of Newfoundland and Labrador had access to 5 times the download speed. 4 years later, according to the CRTC, the average weighted download speed across Canada was 126 megabits per second. That's 25 times the speed that governments paid for in St. Albans.
That's like buying all the same size shoes for somebody going to school. Your shoe size don't last forever. You can't have those shoes last forever.
Those shoes might have once fit, but it's clear that now they don't. Distance education in this province used to look like this, the CDLI interface. This example, a low data flash lesson, uses about 2 megabytes in 3 minutes.
Chemistry 3202.
To compare, I called up my colleague Zach Gowdy.
Hey Garrett, how you doing?
3 minutes of that used 32 megabytes of data.
I've actually got a little data tracker, like a speed tracker.
In the COVID-19 pandemic, video conferencing has taken over the world. Well, the world, except for some parts of rural Newfoundland and Labrador.
I got one of the better systems here, so I might be able to download, but like for any video calls or anything like that, we wouldn't be able to get much with it.
If he's only able to hear 30% of what somebody's saying, how is he supposed to get a full education?
In a statement, the school district said it will consider low data options. That's one part of the puzzle. But for concerned parents, there's also a world of YouTube tutoring and other tools that they just can't access.
I'm probably going to have to get an apartment somewhere just for the use of internet. So, I don't mean to laugh about it, but I'm at the point now where that's kind of all I have left to do is laugh about it because I really don't know how it's going to work.
Garrett Berry, CBC News, St. Albans.
Sticking with education, school councils at 4 high schools on the Avalon are calling on the province to cancel mandatory 2020-2021 public exams. They say it's unfair to semesterize students who were just beginning courses when the pandemic shut schools down. Here now's Mark Quinn explains.
7 high schools in this province, like this one in CBS, are semesterized.
Their year is broken into 2 terms, September to January and February to June. So they will do one block of courses from January or from September to January, and then they'll write their publics and final exams at the end of January. Then they restart again in February and write publics on a new block of courses in June.
When desks like these were vacated in March, those semesters were cut short.
Our students had only just started these courses in February, and we're only really 5-6 weeks into the curriculum.
Student councils say it means those students are not prepared for public exams, especially compared to students who started preparing last fall.
Our non-semesterized schools completed approximately 75% of their curriculum concepts, whereas our semesterized schools only completed 25%. Simply put, the playing field is not level for our students, and it's very unfair.
The Provincial Education Department says it's waiting to see what happens before making any changes. But Dooley says the province shouldn't wait any longer.
The whole world is making accommodations due to this global pandemic, and we're asking the Department of Education to do the same thing. Our semesterized students, through no fault of their own, are at a monumental disadvantage. The gap in learning is huge.
The school councils hope that by speaking out publicly about this, they'll convince other parents to also call on government to cancel the public exams for 2021. Mark Quinn, CBC News, St. John's.
This time last year, an indoor play space in St. John's was packed with happy, squealing kids. Like many businesses where indoor playgrounds had to shut down during the COVID crisis. But to the delight of many parents and kids, they've recently reopened, with caution and care, of course. CBC's Prajwala Dixit has that story.
Whoa. He spent his nap time. Last year, we were pretty packed during the winter time. So almost every weekend, we have to use the waiting list. And for the birthday party, people usually need to make the appointment at least 6 weeks in advance to make sure they have space.
This year, we lost more than 80% of the business. We only left maybe less than 20% because of the COVID-19. We closed from the March 16. We reopen until the June 29. We closed a long time, so we have to. All the employees, they lost the job, so it's hard for the family. And then even at now, we're back again, but we have to short the hours.
During our business hour, we still need to close down twice to cleaning and sanitizing the whole facility. Right now, we are running capped at 50 people, including our employees and adults. So basically, we only allowed to sell maybe around 20 tickets to the kids. And due to the restriction, we are not allowed to open the parties. That's our biggest challenge we have.
You know, I just wanted her to associate with kids again. We'd see other kids on walks and at the park and things like that, but we can only wave from a distance, and she'd point to them, but we couldn't get too close. And it's just, you know, it's kind of sad to know that your child can't interact with other children their age. So, you know, any opportunity to safely get out and play with other kids is welcome right now, I think. Yeah, I was a little bit apprehensive, but I called ahead of time and I did my research, and I'm a part of a Facebook activities for young kids sort of group, and asked some questions there about, you know, and when I phoned about safety protocols and how it all worked and cleaning measures and that sort of thing. And I knew there were, you know, they only allow a certain amount of people in at a time, and they clean quite often during the day. And the kids are relatively socially distanced here, so, you know, it's sort of easy to keep her away from everybody and to pull her away when she gets a bit too close. So I feel okay about it. We brought our hand sanitizer, our baby hand sanitizer. So that's been working out, and make sure she doesn't put anything near her face, and it's good.
So many little things that make a big difference, you know, being vigilant, you know, making sure I have my hand sanitizer with me, you know, I certainly use it for him, you know, throughout, you know, as soon as we get back to the vehicle as well, you know, we'll both get a shower when we get home. There's so many little things that paint a bigger picture. It's awesome to be back, and you know, credit to the staff here for certainly finding a way to make it work, you know, with everything going on.
Well, not all businesses are weathering COVID the same way. As we told you last night, the Canadian Federation of Independent Business estimates that more than 2,700 businesses in this province could close due to the pandemic. Here now's Heather Gillis looks at the feast or famine.
Dozens of small businesses are nestled here in Churchill Square, and the COVID-19 pandemic isn't treating them equally. Numbers released Wednesday estimate about 60% of small businesses are fully open, about 40% are fully staffed, and only a quarter are making normal rates of sales. That's not a surprise at Rocket Bakery.
We're only at about 50% of sales pre-pandemic, so I would be surprised if anybody in the food service industry has gotten back to full sales.
Dave Hopley says they've lost most catering jobs and all but 2 weddings, amounting to huge losses. Still, they're having trouble finding staff.
We're worried what's going to happen when, the wage subsidy has been extended till December, which is a lifeline for us. So we've got basically a timeline of between now until any subsidies end to rethink our business to operate in the new reality.
But a few doors down at Alpine Country Lodge, it's a different story.
When we were allowed to open again, I mean, our sales actually are stronger than they were last year. Because of COVID, you know, people are doing more hiking and outdoor activity, that we're selling a lot more tents, backpacks, footwear, outerwear.
Businesses here in Churchill Square are having a diverse array of experiences. While some are experiencing some challenges, others are experiencing boom times, others just aren't open. The Canadian Federation of Independent Business estimates between 1,400 to 3,400 businesses in Newfoundland and Labrador could close in the wake of the pandemic. And while the future is uncertain for many, one thing is clear.
You know, that's concerning for anyone in business to hear that. I mean, you know, no one wants to hear that.
Heather Gillis, CBC News, St. John's.
Well, speaking of the pandemic, there are no new cases of COVID to report in this province today, though there are still 4 active cases. And starting today, anyone flying out of Canada's 4 largest airports will be required to take a temperature check. Travelers won't be able to board flights in Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, or Montreal if they have a temperature above 38 degrees Celsius. So far, the reaction has been positive.
Yeah, I don't think there's any harm in providing a temperature check. I don't think that's too invasive.
South Korea started a long time ago, and yeah, they are doing good.
I would probably be pretty nervous at first, just would want to get tested and make sure that if I actually had it, I would want to be isolated somewhere.
If they refuse my entry, I'd probably respect the fact that they're trying to protect other people.
Travelers' temperatures will be taken by a special scanning camera or a handheld thermometer. Those who are unable to board will be asked to rebook after 2 weeks. Employees who enter restricted areas of the airport will also be screened. In the next 2 months, temperature screening will begin at 11 more airports across the country. Well, the final Caribou is going to be built, and the Trail of the Caribou will be finished. More than 100 years after the Royal Newfoundland Regiment fought and died on the beaches of Gallipoli, there will be a Caribou memorial to remember them. Those memorials already exist in France and Belgium. The government's spending $200,000 to build another Caribou, money that the Royal Newfoundland Regiment Advisory Committee thinks is money well spent.
I understand the concerns about the deficit, but this is such an important part of our history, and it will be like it'll be with us forever, and it will finally complete the Trail of the Caribou.
Now, getting the money to build the statue is actually one of the easier parts. We'll hear more from Ron Pelny about the challenges they faced coming up a little later on Here and Now.
Cool temperatures in the east today. The west coast beautiful, but there is some rain on the way, which will be heavy at times for parts of the island tomorrow. Beautiful for the Big Land. I'll have all those details coming up.
This weather update is brought to you by Newfoundland and Labrador Tourism. This year, it's Stay Home Year, the year to rediscover home.
Welcome back to Here Now. Ashley, glad to see you there. I was a little worried that you might have washed away today with the amount of rain that we've had here in St. John. It was coming down earlier today.
It was raining cats and dogs earlier today, that's for sure. This is actually the first time I've been able to step outside because it's not too bad out here right now. But yes, it was rainy. Let's take a look at some of the rainfall amounts. First of all, broke a record in St. John's at the airport. 33.8 millimeters of rain fell today. That broke the record from 1947 of 32.5 millimeters of rain. But it completely depended on where you were in the metro area. Take a look at these numbers. Torbay, 40.8 millimeters of rain fell as of 4:30. And you go down to the Goulds, only 1.8 millimeters of rain. So those of you in the Goulds were like, what are you talking about? It hardly rained today. But yes, very localized amounts. And temperatures as well, cool in the east, about 14 degrees. Then you head across the island and we're sitting at 25 degrees in Corner Brook this afternoon. Temperatures reaching the 21-degree mark for Happy Valley Goose Bay as well. Now, the sun was trying to peek out earlier today. And we did even see some lightning just off the coast there, but pretty much going to see gray skies for the overnight tonight. And then along the west is where we're seeing those clearing skies, and that will generally, we'll see the clouds move right back in as we head through the night tonight. Those temperatures pretty similar to what we saw this afternoon, about 14 degrees in St. John's, 18 in the Northern Peninsula, and then we've got still 21 degrees for Happy Valley Goose Bay. Now, as we head through the night, we are going to see the potential for some showers and drizzle develop again, along with some fog as our next area of low pressure moves in. This one's a little bit more organized. It'll head towards the west coast as we head into the early morning hours, but overall, those temperatures will be in the teens. A little mild for you in Corner Brook, though. 17 degrees is your overnight low. Generally light winds right across the board and or easing winds. About 13 degrees up for Happy Valley Goose Bay, 12 in Lab City with the chance of those showers. Even could hear a few rumbles of thunder for southern areas of Newfoundland as well in the next couple of hours. Now for tomorrow, a little bit more organized low pressure system is going to move in. That's going to bring rain, which will be heavy at times across most of the island. Probably going to stay west of the Avalon, but still going to see the potential for some showers certainly through the afternoon. And with this, we're looking at anywhere from 10 to as much as 30 millimeters of rain through the day, and some of these in the heavier rain could be some thunderstorms as well, which could see upwards of about 30 millimeters, maybe even more of rain in some of those localized thunderstorms through the day tomorrow. So temperatures will be a little bit cooler, sitting anywhere from around the 20-degree mark. Further inland, maybe 20, 25 degrees, but along the northeastern portion, we're looking at temperatures in the teens, and along the south coast as well. Winds will be generally light, 10 to 15 kilometers per hour, but a beautiful day for the Big Land, and that's because that low is generally just affecting the island. Plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the mid-20s with generally light winds as well, so beautiful sunny summer day for you. As we head into Saturday, that low generally sticks around with us, so it's going to be unsettled. More rain on the way, certainly even into Sunday as well. But you can see up through Labrador, your rain doesn't really move in until Saturday, or Sunday rather, and it'll basically just be for Lab West. Temperatures will stay mild again for you in the mid to high 20s. Not as humid though, but for Saturday across the island, you're looking at 18 to 21 degrees, which is 21 degrees is around seasonal for this time of year. By Sunday, things recover quite nicely. We're looking at temperatures in the mid to mid-20s for the west coast and through central, but again, staying a little bit unsettled. Likely going to see clearing late day, but your temperatures up through Labrador much warmer, about 29 degrees for you in Happy Valley Goose Bay. By Monday, that's when we'll start to see that heat head east. Looks like sunshine, but a return of some gray skies by Tuesday and 22 degrees. For central Newfoundland, 25, 27 degrees by Monday. Same thing for western with plenty of sunshine at this point, but again, those gray skies returning on Tuesday. And then for eastern Labrador, a little bit of a relief if you don't like that heat for eastern Labrador by Monday and Tuesday, still in those 20 to 23 degree mark. And then same thing for western Labrador. Best chance of seeing some showers will be on Sunday. Otherwise, you're looking at a beautiful couple of days. I had to share this great photo of the whale waving hello in Fairyland. Thank you so much to Harry for sharing that lovely shot. If you have any weather photos to share with us, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca.
I'm waving goodbye, Ashley. Have a good night.
You too.
A local company that competes in the global marketplace is weathering the COVID storm. Subsea Imaging develops and manufactures high-tech underwater cameras from its headquarters in Clarenville. Its founder and CEO says he's had to adapt, and fast, in order to stay afloat. Here now, Cease Hare has that story.
These crystal clear images were taken off Chance Cove during last year's cod fishery. The camera, created by Chad Collett's company, Subsea Imaging. Testing the new gear was particularly memorable because on this day, Collett was joined by his grandfather in a 17-foot aluminum boat.
He's always interested in this kind of stuff, and he was just happy to go out and, go cod jigging and actually see them and see the hook going down and see how they react.
This underwater camera records HD video and digital stills and sends video up to the surface in a small vessel. Next week, they'll be testing from Sea-Doos. Collett started the company 10 years ago. His employees do it all from Clarenville. They design, develop, test, manufacture, and sell high-tech underwater cameras, LED lighting, and lasers to nearly 200 clients in 30 countries. And while COVID-19's economic tentacles have reached their corner of the world, Collett's starting to see business trickle back.
In the last 3 months, they've started to pick up with their projects again a little bit, but most things were delayed as everyone first, I guess, panicked and then also went home and picked up the pieces afterwards.
Collett says COVID's impact was both interesting and worrisome. His company needed to adapt any way they could. His advice?
Start learning what trade shows are and are not happening for primary lead generation. Keep an eye on the virtual. Get good webcams. And double down on marketing, of course.
Despite a slowdown in the global economy, Collett is upbeat about the future. He's planning to launch a remote video streaming service later this month, which would allow people around the world to access his video feed.
The equipment is under the boat, under the ocean, up to 6 kilometers or deeper. What we're thinking about now is how to be even more remote, so you're going from 6 kilometers under the ocean to your home or office.
And Collett says making moves like that to remote video streaming is the future. Cease here, CBC News, St. John's.
The province announced names for 4 bridges today. The bridges on the Trans-Labrador Highway are going to be named for 4 Innu leaders. Pinote Michel, Banyan Ashini, Kanikuen Panashwe, and Monique Pone are all being recognized. Jack Panashwe was one of the people who fought to see more Innu names on individual bridges, and he's with us now. So how significant was it for you today to see these signs go up and these people being recognized?
It's very significant because I think that means that the new province of Newfoundland is actually recognizing that there actually are Innu people here, and there is also a big significance that Innu are being recognized in such a way that it's more meaningful than anything else. Because we did say when we started, Innu need to be named, and this is actually the letter was sent out quite a few years ago. It was only through this administration that it was recognized and also accepted for those namings.
You had to fight in order for this to happen. Originally, they wanted to name one of these bridges after someone from the Department of Transportation and Works. Why was it important for you to show that opposition and make this change?
I think in some ways that because it was nobody knew about it, and no Innu nation or no Innu leadership was informed about the naming. And I've said this a year ago. It was no disrespect to the individuals or the families, but it was it's kind of really disrespectful. As I was saying to John Gowdy this morning, that it's more of an analogy when you come into somebody's home and you start putting pictures over their walls, and that's the kind of the significance that I made in terms of trying to portray that in the Innu country or our Innu home, Innu territory. When you start trying to put names on our rivers, on our lakes, in our territory, it's a little bit disheartening and somewhat as an insult.
Most people aren't going to know the history of those 4 people being recognized. Can you give us a little bit of a rundown in terms of who from there really stands out to you and the contributions that these 4 individuals have made to where the Innu are right now today?
The 3 male individuals, Kanigwen Panashwe, Daniel Ashini, Pinote Michel, all elected leaders, all were the ambassadors and also the leaders in terms of the kind of putting the Innu nation at the table and also at the front of Canada. These were the 3 individuals that put us as in the map of the struggles that we have as being recognized in the Innu nation. And then we have an individual who's Monique Pinette. She was also a very strong individual in the community, very traditional and very spiritual. So she was also very supportive of the women issues. So she basically was like a good friend of my Aunt Rose Gregoire.
What do you hope people take away when they drive down the Trans-Labrador Highway, they drive over these bridges and see the signs recognizing those people?
I hope that they can accept and also understand that these rivers and these lakes and our territory is very significant to us. It's not about putting a name on the rivers or putting names on it, but it's the significance that Innu people are being recognized, and it's basically building a relationship with Canada, building a relationship with the province, that Innu are here, and this is our kind of more of a recognition, more of the idea that we actually own and live on this land.
Jack Panashwe, I appreciate your time. Thanks for speaking with me.
Thank you very much, Peter.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau appeared before the House of Commons Finance Committee today. He testified about the government's aborted deal with We Charity to manage a student grant program, one worth more than $900 million. Critics have accused Trudeau of giving preferential treatment to the organization because of its close ties to his family, but the Prime Minister denies any wrongdoing.
I did not influence the public service to choose this organization. And indeed, when the public service came forward with this organization, I said, you know what? Let's put the brakes on it. Let's make sure that it's done absolutely everything right, because there are going to be questions because of the connections with my family on this.
Happy birthday!
Trudeau is also facing an ethics investigation, his third since becoming Prime Minister. Canada's Border Services Agency has disclosed a major drug bust made in Nova Scotia earlier this month. A sailboat in Halifax was caught carrying more than $33 million in suspected cocaine. The boat first raised concerns in a small South Shore town, but not about drugs. The CBC's Yvonne Colbert explains.
Lockport is a small, sleepy little town on the South Shore. Crescent Beach, a mile-long stretch of powdery white sand, is a favorite playground. It's a fishing town. It's also a place where people are concerned about COVID-19. There are even signs posted at its wharves.
And he starts off the boat, and I'm like, whoa, stay right there. Social distance, just...
Jamie Nickerson works part-time for the Lark Harbour Authority. On July 17th, Canada Border Services called and asked him to check out a boat docked at a town wharf. The name on the boat was Interlude.
They came in here, he said he had been here 7 or 8 years ago, and they needed fuel because they'd been running into a headwind for the last few days, and once they got fueled up, they were going to leave.
Nickerson said while the man was pleasant, his main concern was protecting his community from people who weren't following self-isolation rules. The couple on the boat had already gone into town by the time he got there, coming in close contact with one person.
And Lockport, of all towns, has done a really, really good job in dealing with COVID-19.
The man on the boat told Nickerson he'd sailed from the Caribbean. However, he provided conflicting stories about his last port of call. Under questioning, he acknowledged he'd been in port in Salem, Massachusetts 3 days earlier. That increased Nickerson's concern about COVID.
I stayed here. I made sure that boat was going out of the harbor before I left because I didn't want to see them here.
The Interlude didn't stay in Lockport very long. It set sail and arrived in Halifax the next day. It now sits at the Royal Nova Scotia Yacht Squadron, its name covered over. Yesterday, Canada Border Services disclosed it was seized the day after it left Lockport. The man and woman on board were arrested, and an estimated $33 million worth of what is believed to be cocaine was found hidden throughout the vessel. Quebec RCMP is handling this case, and they're releasing no information, saying to do so would harm their investigation. They've not responded to a question about whether the people on the Interlude have been tested for COVID. The one person in Lockport who came in close contact with them has been self-isolating. Yvonne Colbert, CBC News, Halifax.
The Caribou is going to be finished. The province has awarded a $200,000 contract to build a new bronze Caribou that's going to be placed in Gallipoli, Turkey. It's the last spot that the Royal Newfoundland Regiment fought that doesn't have that recognition. Ron Penny is the past chair of the Royal Newfoundland Regiment Advisory Committee, and he's with us now. So, Ron, what was your reaction when you heard the news that there's actually now a contract awarded, this statue is going to be built?
Oh, I was really over the moon. It's been a long trail. I was first elected as chair of the Royal Newfoundland Regiment Advisory Council almost 9 years ago. So this has been, I've been personally involved in this project for 9 years. So it's wonderful to see it nearing the final phase.
Why has it been so hard to get this Caribou built when there are already several others in France and Belgium?
Well, the Gallipoli is very important to the people of Turkey because it represented a tremendous victory when the Allied forces were defeated and forced to evacuate. And it's a national park, and it's a very sensitive site. So there's a lot of reluctance on the part of the Turkish government and the authorities who manage the park to have any new monuments added. So that was the big hurdle that we had to get over.
So how did, not just yourself, but I know government officials were involved, ambassadors were involved, how did you manage to actually convince Turkey to allow this statue to go there?
Well, there was a lot of interest right from the beginning from a new ambassador in Canada from Turkey, Selçuk Önal, who made it a point of making his first trip in Canada once he was made an ambassador to come to Newfoundland, because this, so far as I know, is the only historic connection between Canada and Turkey. So he took an immediate personal interest in the project, and I met with him on a number of occasions, and members of the provincial government and bureaucracy met with him, and then it went on from there. And I guess really the final thing that happened is that the former Speaker of the House of Assembly, Perry Trimper, actually traveled to Turkey a number of years ago, and succeeded in finally convincing the authorities in Turkey to allow us to do that.
There's been some pushback about the fact that government's going to spend $200,000 on a statue at a time where the deficit is near record levels. What do you say to people who say, should we really be spending this sort of money on a monument?
Well, the money was actually allocated to the Regimental Advisory Council several years ago, before we really got into these difficult situations. So we've had the money in our bank account for 3 or 4 years now. I understand the concerns about the deficit, but this is such an important part of our history, and it will be like it'll be with us forever. And it will finally complete the trail of the Caribou. So I'm a strong proponent of fiscal conservatism, as your listeners may probably know. But I think this is money well spent.
Well, thank you very much for joining me and sharing your thoughts.
You're very welcome, Peter.
NASA's latest mission to Mars launched from Cape Canaveral this morning.
5, 4, engine ignition, 2, 1, 0. Relay and liftoff. As the countdown to Mars continues, the perseverance of humanity launching the next generation of robotic explorers to the Red Planet.
A textbook liftoff as the spacecraft begins a nearly 500 million kilometer journey that will last several months until February. The $2.5 billion project is the most sophisticated to the Red Planet yet. The plan is for the 6-wheeled rover to drill down and collect tiny geological specimens that will be brought back to Earth in about 2031. Well, from outer space to the deep sea, starting Monday, recreational divers will, for the first time ever, get access to the protected undersea remnants of a Mediterranean shipwreck from the 5th century BC. A solar-powered system using artificial intelligence is making it possible.
We can realize that there is a diver in the area of the wreck, and the system is able to distinguish him almost perfectly.
The system's algorithm identifies visitors as fish, robotic vehicle, or diver and instantly alarms if the site is being disturbed, even at night. While exposed parts of the wooden Athenian barge rotted away long ago, its cargo, thousands of clay jars, remain. Experts in the field call it the Acropolis of Sea Wrecks. Well, Andy Bullman is back with another food and fun segment. She's in search of the province's best fried chicken, and she made the trip before COVID-19. Have a look.
We're in Pelly's Island and we're trying Bragg's famous chicken inside Spencer's Diner. Let's go.
Hey, I see. We
Good.
made
How are you guys doing?
my favorite dish here would have to be the turkey mess.
Turkey mess. What is turkey mess? I've never had it.
Well, it's just You're French not fries Newfoundlander. with turkey and Gravy. Dressing and gravy, and you can add wieners and hamburger meat if you want. It's called a mess because it's a mess, right? You can actually hear your arteries slamming shut.
Yeah, I think I can hear your arteries slamming shut.
I'm here at Bragg's Chicken inside Spencer's Diner with Linda Payne and Cleo Roberts, and we're here to try a 35-year-old chicken recipe that's top secret. For sure. But we got a couple, we know that it's all in the technique and it's all in the personality of the person making it. Is that right, Linda? Yeah. So tell me, what is the secret to good fried chicken?
Me.
Yeah, you're the secret. I don't know. Yeah.
2015, we took over Spencer's Diner.
Okay.
And a year ago, we took over the convenience store gas bar.
And how did you decide to take over Spencer's Diner?
I didn't. Actually, it was my husband. So I was kind of roped into it.
You were roped into it.
So I'm still looking for a good divorce lawyer.
No,
I'm joking.
Yeah. So you guys are pretty much the only place out here for people to come and get a meal like this.
Tilly's on, we only have the one restaurant, the one gas bar, convenience store. So I like to call it the one-stop shop.
Yeah. So we're here in front of us. We have a real smorgasbord. So I've got the famous chicken and this gravy that's really hard for me not just to drink. This is pretty much the most pretty gravy I've ever seen.
Stick a chip in.
Yeah.
You want me to stick a chip in?
Try the fry.
Oh God, yes. Okay. Oh my gosh, like the best gravy I've ever had. That is so good. Okay, it's time to try the chicken. Okay. It really is so good. It's not that greasy. Like a lot of times with fried chicken, I'll be like, there's like a sheen of oil on your tongue. But this is like just perfect chicken. I'll save you a piece for sure. This is so good. What goes into this? What is the special thing that you can tell me about making a good fried chicken?
Because I'm not used to it. This just comes natural to me to make it.
Whoa.
I think having Linda come back and train each person, and it's passed on, and that's how we do with the chicken.
Yeah.
We don't change it, we don't mix it up, we keep the same utensils, and that's why we continue to have the most famous Bragg's chicken.
Yeah.
Where should Andy go for food and fun? Send her a message, foodandfun@cbc.ca.
Let's bring Ashley back in. Ashley, 24 hours away from the weekend. How is tomorrow looking? Are we finally going to have some deck weather coming back again?
Yeah, Friday Junior, as I like to call it. But you're going to have some deck weather, certainly up through Labrador. Not the case so much for Newfoundland. We are looking at lots of rain on the way tomorrow. As we head into the weekend, though, things are certainly looking up. We're looking at temperatures climbing for most of the areas. It's going to take a little bit more time in Eastern to see those warmer temperatures. But up through Labrador, you are looking at a gorgeous couple of days.
Well, as long as it gets nicer for the weekend, that's all that matters. Thanks so much for spending your night with us. I'm Peter Cowan. Carolyn Stokes will be back with you again tomorrow night. Have a great evening.